Hey everybody. It's been a couple days now since we've been back from our trip, and all in all, the trip was awesome. It was great. Got to spend time with three people that I really love. Got to get away from everything. But one of the reasons we went was to find Bigfoot and go to a place where I had just heard all these miraculous stories. And I've talked about the stories about the Bigfoots that come right up to the edge of the campsite and watch you while you're there, and your coolers disappearing, and strange howls all throughout the night. We didn't get any of that. We did the cooler experiment. I know you know, if you watched our videos, you've seen us putting the flour out around the cooler. And in fact, we had three coolers, and none of them were bothered. It wasn't just the one with the flour around it. None of our coolers were messed with the entire weekend. Some of those coolers had some great things in them. Bacon, eggs, hot dogs, hamburger, and fish. And it just stayed right there. So I think I won't say we debunked that, but, you know, it didn't happen to us. Strange howls throughout the night. Now, Friday night, we did hear some howls early on. Actually, right at dusk, right before the sun went down. We did hear some strange howls that I don't think were coyotes. I'm not sure what they were. And they lasted only 5-10 minutes, and then we didn't hear them anymore the rest of the time that we were there. Now, Saturday, about that same time, there was rain. We actually got a late start getting out in the woods Saturday because of the rain. So possibly that messed up whatever was howling a little bit. But all the stories we heard, none of them came to fruition, and that's a shame because, you know, I really wanted those things to happen to us. And I think I left there a little bit disappointed. But the more I think about it, the more I, come to bear in mind that we found 4 footprints. And I understand those footprints didn't show up really well on camera. The videos, you can't really see the detail that I could see. Maybe we filmed it wrong. Maybe I should have got close-ups of them, some close-up photographs or something maybe. But you could see the heel where it had went into the dirt when the dirt was soft. It was a red clay dirt there. And you could see where the heel had gone in. You could see where toes used to be. Now, these things were degraded a little bit. They were older. They certainly weren't brand new prints by any means. They weren't that fresh. I'm not sure when there was rain again in that location. I know where I live, it's been real dry lately. But it's a good ways from where I live. It's, a few hour drive from where I live. So possibly they had some more rain. I don't know how old those prints were. My wife actually found the twig stamp up high in the tree, 10 to 12 foot up high up. That was a good find. We showed kind of in the video that there was nothing on the ground near it that would have broke it. It looked pretty fresh. Now, when I say pretty fresh, I don't mean that same day, but the wood inside the tree was still that nice beige, yellowish color. So I don't think that was very old, and there was nothing on the ground to have fallen out of the tree and did that. And on that same trail, we were following a horse trail that night. I believe that was Saturday night. We did see a potential footprint. I'm counting it as the 4th footprint that we found. That was even older than the one we seen, but why wouldn't these things use the trails a little bit? Where the other 3 footprints were, that was actually an area near the pit toilets in an old building. Not real close to them, but it was near those. And it was very open up there, and why wouldn't these things use that? There's no electricity there, so little light, these things could move around very easily there. Where we were is actually, for the southeastern United States, awesome Bigfoot habitat. It was hilly. There was a lot of downed trees, lots of places for these things to hide. There was a river, there was creeks, there was fresh moving water. It's everything an animal needs, and we know there are animals there because we've seen 2 deer. So we know there's prey there. So if there's prey animals there, predator animals are going to be there, and that's what we feel Bigfoots are, is predator animals. But anyway, I think we did, all in all, find some good evidence. The tree that had fallen over, and it still had you see the roots, it still had pretty fresh dirt in it, no more than a week old, I'm saying. It was at least 6 foot away from any hole that was in the ground, but the hole in the ground was full of leaves and dry leaves of that had been there a while. There were several, not several, maybe 2 to 3 inches deep of leaves. So the leaves have been falling in that hole for a while. And like I said, it was a good 6 feet away from where the tree laid. So that was actually a pretty good find too. It was odd. Something that seemed out of place, something that seemed out of the ordinary. So if you take the strange howls, the 3 definite footprints, I'm pretty confident they were footprints, and the 4th maybe footprint. The twig snap up high off the ground, the uprooted tree that didn't seem to make any sense. I think all in all, we collected, well, we didn't collect, but we found some pretty good evidence. So I'm not going to be totally disappointed with this trip like I was. I think we got some good stuff out of there. Like I said, I wish we had got better video of the footprints, but trust me, they were there. I'm not here to try to trick you to think we found a footprint or any kind of evidence. I'm just reporting what we found, and they looked like footprints to me. So all in all, I think it was a successful endeavor. It was a good investigation. We got to spend some time out there in the woods together, and we tried. We howled, we would not. We did a lot of stuff that wasn't even on video. I kind of weeded through a lot of the stuff and found the highlights for you. So, I wish we could have got you a Bigfoot on film. That was the ultimate goal. That's why we went where we went. But it didn't live up to the expectations. I don't know if I was lied to. Maybe we just weren't there when they were there. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We appreciate all the support we've had so far. Everyone have a great rest of your day.